A Manhattan grand jury voted on Thursday to indict former President Donald Trump. The New York Times reports that Trump was indicted in connection with an investigation into a $130,000 hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels in the final days of the 2016 presidential campaign.
So today's the big day.
Yeah, man, today's the big day. Officially, on March 30th, 2023, Donald Trump, the ex-president of the United States,
Teflon Don,
was indicted for his alleged role in a scandal stemming from hush money payments made to the pornographic film actress Stormy Daniels prior to the 2016 United States presidential election. So that's what they're basing this entire indictment on. They're basing this entire indictment on essentially him paying. First off, let's get this straight. When people say hush money, they're making it seem as if Stormy Daniels didn't provide a service. Like newsflash to anyone who's never bought an escort, you kind of gotta pay them. Like you don't just get, like, you don't serve IOUs, right? It's not like a restaurant. You know,
she advertises that service.
Oh, of course, as most adult actresses do. All right, it's not unusual to Stormy Daniels. It's not like she's special in particular on this subject. And the thing that kind of offends me is that there has been a whole bunch of stuff that ex-presidents have done in the past that are way more actual serious in terms of what it means for this country, what it means for the democratic system that we're a part of. Like, we literally had a president who set up bugs and wires to essentially monitor the Republican committee, right, to figure out what their plans were. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Watergate scandal involving Richard Nixon. Of course, he was supposed to be indicted. He didn't get indicted. He ended up quitting. He pulled the, you niggas can't fire me, I quit. Yeah. Which I kind of respect. Mm-hmm. But then, even after that, you would think, well, why didn't they just get him afterwards? And it's because he was pardoned after it. His man's, he ended up quitting. His man's, I think it was Ford. I think it was General Ford.
General Ford Motors.
General Ford. Yeah, exactly. Gerald Ford. He ended up giving him a pardon, and that pretty much got him out. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this was all planning as far as the Democrats are, concerned, because like ain't nobody in that Democratic Party riding for that man, Donald.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like the indictment is still sealed. Mm-hmm. Right? There's so much to this. The indictment is still sealed. Yep. So I can't necessarily, my opinion is subject to change. I just want to give that disclaimer. You know what I mean? My opinion is subject to change. But I hate where the world is going. Yeah. Cause y'all really about to make me stand up for Donald Trump. And not in the literal sense of I'm gonna stand up and speak out. Right? But yeah, this seems kind of wrong. Cause
it is wrong. You know why? Because if I can do anything, right? Listen, if you wanna judge me because I started a riot because I thought that the election was stolen, that's one thing. All right, you can't get mad at me because I'm using my money, right, that was given to me as a donor. You donated money to my campaign, and I'm deciding to use that money how I like.
Well, see, here's the thing. No.
Like, what?
If the document gets unsealed and that is the case, then I do understand this, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The document is still sealed, and they tend to usually let out a good amount of information upon indictment, right? Like, from my experience of indictments, I've never seen, this isn't Donald Trump from my personal experience, someone of his caliber, but I've seen a lot of niggas get indicted. You know what I'm saying? And they usually do a pretty good job at summing up what the indictment is about before shit is unsealed. You want to hit this?
Yes.
So my thing is this, right? I feel like if it was other people's money, they would have put that in even in the unsealed version of the indictment, right?
Well, it was. It was other people's money.
I didn't see that. Well, that's the thing with news nowadays too. It's so biased based on.
Well, that's the whole point. The money that he used to pay off Stormy Daniels was money that was donated to his presidential campaign. He took funds from his presidential campaign in 2016 and used that to pay off an adult actress.
Fake news. Fake news.
But here's the
fake news.
But here's the crazy thing. It's like, wait a minute. We've allowed. First off, we gotta go into the history.
Wait, hold
of
on.
this
Before we go there.
Yes.
My thing is this, right? This is before presidential election, correct?
What do you mean?
That the crimes are taking place before presidential election, right?
It was in the process of him running. It was in his presidential campaign. Yes.
Well then, you know what? I'm feeling less and less bad for the nigga. This is making more sense to me. You know, because when I read it from CNN. I don't know if CNN is pro-Trump or anti-Trump.
Anti-Trump.
But they didn't even. They should have did a better snuff piece because the way they made it seem is that this was only about the hush of it. And I was about to say, what is illegal in this?
Well, that's what's illegal about it is that you're not supposed to be using donor or campaign money in order to pay off porn stars.
But where does it say that?
I mean,
where is that in writing?
I mean, that's kind of like listen, it doesn't need to. It's one of those unspoken rules. Like, you're not supposed to be using donor money to like start up a chicken joint. Like, there's no rules explicitly that says that, but you're not supposed to do that.
I'm gonna play the Donald Avocado in this, and forgive me, I know, fuck Donald Trump, but listen, for the sake of convo, I'm gonna play the Donald Avocado in this, right? Hush money kind of is a form of campaigning. I mean, like, let's be honest, right? Unless some abuse shit comes out in this, which if some abuse shit comes out in this, I mean, I don't really give a fuck. Throw the book at them anyway. But I'm just speaking fairly, taking my opinion out of it. Like, if there's some abuse in this, wholeheartedly, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But when it comes to campaigning, it's about investing in your public image, right?
Well, that I'll give. And no, you're 100% right.
Maybe that is a part of investing in his public image.
Well,
is making sure the escorts don't come out and talk crazy.
Well, I mean, the thing that's crazy about it is that it's just like, you're right in terms of like campaign money is essentially hush money. The only difference is that when ExxonMobil says, hey, listen, I'm going to donate about $5 million to your campaign. And you know that little oil spill that we had about a year ago? You're going to have to lay the fuck off, right? It's the same exact shit. The only reason that they're trying to make a big deal of this is because it involves an adult actress. The thing that kind of makes me weird about this is that we've literally had presidents do worse. This was before he was even president. This is like no one knew that he was going to become president at this time when he's giving this money to Stormy Daniels. We literally had a president get his dick sucked in the Oval Office, and that nigga still didn't get arrested. But if he got indicted.
But if he would have paid homegirl,
right.
If he would have paid homegirl, it would have been a different story. If he would have took the money that he was using to fund all the fucking miniature militaries he was putting in the hood to go and attack local crack dealers, you know what I'm saying, to pay off Lewinsky, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a different idea. He didn't pay that money, and that's why we know about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think Donald was trying to, prevent that from happening.
Well,
but
I was about to say, the difference is that Lewinsky wasn't like an actress, so it was easy to throw that bitch under the bus. Like, you can't throw a chick under the bus that's known for sucking dick. Like, no one knew that Lewinsky was.
But she wasn't thrown under the bus. Like, I mean, she was.
No, she was.
But Clinton, in the grand schemes of things, if she was thrown under the bus, he was thrown under the fucking 18-wheeler. Like Clinton had a lot more to lose than Maya Lewinsky, right? But here's the thing, right? With the whole Trump situation, it's like this, right? It's like, damn, I lost where I was at. My train of thought. Fuck it.
I was about to say.
I lost where I was at.
That's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like there has to be a limit of what you can do and what you can do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just remember. I don't want to forget. Sorry about that. Yeah. But this is the thing with Trump, right? With the whole situation is like the reason why I don't feel bad or I don't think it's fucked up or whatever the case may be is because if there's one thing we know about the FBI is like Jesus himself. When they come, they know set in stone what you did. Yeah. They're not going to try you on a whim, right? So which means that even if they got something bigger for you, they're going to hit you with what they can prove. And they might throw the bigger shit in there to make it more juicier, but they're going to leave as least room for hole poking as possible. No pun intended. But like this just looks to me like but this is a clear example of, this isn't technically a RICO charge, but this is definition textbook what the RICO charge really is. It's that, we can't get you on the blatantly obvious shit that there's gray area in. So we're going to find the thing that in the grand scheme of things may not be the biggest, but we're going to ram that so far up your ass. This is like Al Capone with tax evasion.
That was literally it.
They can't get him for January 6th. They can't get him for all the other bullshit, and they want to make sure that he's not able to run for president again. So this is where the fuck we can get you, and this is how we're going to stick you. And I don't feel bad for you because this is what happens to niggas every fucking day.
Only reason I feel bad is because we've had presidents literally. And this, like I said, we have to point out that Donald Trump, we didn't know that he was going to be president when he was doing this. No one thought that he was going to beat Hillary Clinton. When we've literally had presidents do completely corrupt shit, more corrupt shit than this, and live to tell the tale about it, not do any jail time, not do any type of time.
I would stand by that. But
it just doesn't make sense.
No, I would stand by that, right? But in that case, like, it's like, yo, if you didn't think you was gonna be president, right, and you did all this corrupt shit, and then you became president, right? Maybe after doing all that shit and becoming president, you should chill. Like, I don't feel bad for the nigga that overdoes it. Like, the things he did when he was in office did not resemble or reflect the actions of a nigga that know he shouldn't be here. Like, you ever sneak into a party you know you're not supposed to really be in? When you get in that party, you don't do the most. You know what I'm saying? Or you do. But when you do, if some bullshit happens, the first thing you're going to think of is, nigga, I wasn't even supposed to be in that party in the fucking first place. Like, you don't sneak into the party you ain't supposed to be in and use the nigga's house phone or go in the extra room. You go in, you chill, you know what I'm saying? That nigga got in the office and was twirling, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They might not even have thought, yo, we've been hearing about Stormy Daniels for so long, like, since this nigga became president, before he became president, that is like, you know, that wasn't what did it. It was all the other shit you did when you got in there, my nigga. You feel me? It wasn't even stealing the election with Russia. It wasn't none of that. It was the January 6th. It was all the other bullshit that he did that, you know. And that's the other thing is like I get what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree. But just for the sake of thought for a minute, like, have we seen presidents do worse? Like, yes, we have.
Yeah.
No. We have.
Undeniably, yes.
Yes, but also taking accountability at the time that these events happened, right? So it's like, even outside of things that the public had considered scandalous at the time, we've had presidents do some fucked up shit. Yeah. But, like, nobody was coming out and saying, yo, this Trail of Tears thing is crazy. Like, you feel me? Like, in the standards of what is considered crazy at the time that these things are being done, have we had somebody do something worse? Like, January 6th was pretty crazy. Like, we've never had a president that was like, yo, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm still president. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the date that Donald Trump presidency was over, and then there's like the Juneteenth day that we have yet to see where niggas is gonna realize like he really ain't president. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, and like I said, when it comes to history, I'm unfortunately I know way too much about this shit. Have we had presidents do way worse shit? Yeah, definitely, 100%. We've literally had presidents lie about shit, like just blatant lies about some. I respect the fact that he was just like, yeah, I used my money that, I used the money that you niggas gave me, and I gave $5,000 off the top to this chick that I owed money to. I'm not giving her my own money, but he
did lie. He lied about still being the fucking president. Yo, I guarantee you, there's some niggas in the country right now that still believe he's the president, or he's not supposed to be.
Listen, I'm not gonna use because here's the thing: those two lies don't have nothing to fucking do with each other. Him still wanting or believing that he's the president has nothing to do with him. If you're gonna
what I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of what foul shit presidents have done, you've said that we've had presidents blatantly outright lie.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
But this nigga also did that. We didn't have presidents that have outright lied and fucking almost destroyed democracy as we know it in the fucking process. Have we? I mean, like I said, you're versed in. I'm asking. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean. Destroy democracy.
Nigga, he literally riled up niggas to run inside the fucking.
Bruh, there's so much the January 6th I could go in. It's hard to say that he himself was responsible for destroying democracy when you have federal agents walking niggas into the building. Like, at a certain point, we can't just all just point at Trump when there's federal agents helping niggas walk into a building.
Like, he can't be that powerful.
Like, come on, son. Like, yeah, at
like,
a certain...
He can't be that powerful and that dumb.
And that stupid. Like, yeah, like, come on, son. Like...
So, do you think he's that powerful, or do you think he's that dumb?
No, I think he's that stupid. I think he's that egotistic. Yes, I think he's... Do I think that he's egotistic enough to believe that he actually had the power to have a whole bunch of niggas bum rush? First off, let's get one thing straight. The reason why niggas was bum rushing the Capitol building had nothing to do with fucking Trump. It had to do with the fact that there's a whole bunch of people, especially working class people, that are just tired of the niggas in office. And that's what happens when the niggas... That's what happens in every country.
I can't say it had nothing to do with Trump, but yes, what you are saying is right. It had something to do with Trump. There was a lot of Trump in there.
Very, very fucking minimal. Because
I would say 30% Trump.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't give him the majority. I'm not going to give him the majority of the blame. Especially...
No, I know, but it's just, you know how they are in these comments. I know what you mean.
Listen,
but we speak
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because the majority of people in these comments don't know shit about our past presidents.
I know, but I just didn't want to leave it on he did very little to it because he definitely influenced that shit. Like, bro.
It was, but it's the same. You know what the same? It's the same.
Like, he was the Malcolm X of that.
Bro, no, it's the same. It's the same as you standing up in a cafeteria and going food fight, and then everyone actually starts throwing food, and then you're like, I didn't think that would actually would have worked.
Once again, no, but see, this is why we have to give some power to that aspect of his influence on that, because my nigga, at the end of the day, if we take it in a movement that isn't so fucking corrupted, if you go look at the civil rights movement, yes, fucking, we give a lot of credence to the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings, but yes, niggas already being fed up at the system was a large part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that doesn't take away from them being leaders. So I'm not gonna take away from him being the leader of some fuck shit. I do feel like a lot of that was either. I think if they didn't have that mouthpiece, the same way if we didn't have the mouthpieces of the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings of our civil rights movement, it wouldn't have it wouldn't have what's the word of that I call that you say for movement? It wouldn't have
it wouldn't have gained momentum. Is that essentially what you're trying to say? Back at it again, First of the Month show, and as always, if you like the content, if you love the content, and we know you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we trying to get to at least 1,000 before August.
I got child support to pay.
He does, and the courts are relentless on this man. All right.